Hey there, welcome to day 2647. I know, lots of days, right? Of what you up to now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey, sharing lessons learned over the years, it's years now, of coming online from the offline brick and mortar and corporate world. So today we're talking about for both Supersize Your Business and the Be a Better You annual challenge. I do an annual challenge every year. I think this is my 8th year online in a row of doing at least one annual challenge a year. Some years I did 3, some years I did 1, but I've done annual challenges for a long time. I don't remember how young I was. I was probably in high school and college when I started to set goals. My dad taught my sisters and I a lot about goal setting and how important it was to write down your goals and things like that. He worked for Minnesota Mining Manufacturing, 3M, and was an executive there. So he was able to experience a lot of new trainings and new technology that came down the pipe. And of course, he'd bring it home and he'd share it with us girls and my mom, which was always wonderful. We did the Myers-Briggs when it first came out, things like that. So many trainings, Dale Carnegie, things like that. And so it was a great way to grow up. It exposed me to lifelong learning and personal development at a very young age, which I think is a really powerful thing we can do for those that we love and care about, especially our kids and our grandkids. So today we're talking about step 5. I'm going to grab my lovely graphic of the IDEANCE process. This is a process that we came up with in January as part of the Be a Better You annual challenge. And I decided this year I was going to start to simplify some of the things that I do personally in my business and in my life. And one of those is simplifying how I create content. And so instead of having a totally different subject for my Supersize Your Business group and a totally then the annual challenge, I was like, okay, well, I'm doing this to improve personally and help a group of people do personal development and improvement. Why wouldn't I apply that to Supersize Your Business? Because our businesses will only ever grow as quickly as we allow them to. And sometimes that means we have to grow really, really fast. Other times it means we just need to take a step out of the way and let the business grow and supersize at its own pace. And then we just catch up, right? Because there's parts of our business that we're not going to grow with. We're going to have to hire experts and have them help. Certain areas of technology I learned a long time ago, I'm not going to learn how to do all those things. It's kind of like taxes and accounting and things. I have a basic core understanding of that and what I need to know to understand the numbers and make decisions based on them. But I also know that I'm not going to be the one that's inputting all the data. Although early on, that's what I started out doing in my businesses. So there's certain areas we are going to get experts to help us with so that we make better decisions. But the N in our IDEANCE process stands for next. And next meaning we want to reflect and say, okay, did the action that we took yesterday have any impact? Do we need to just give it time, or do we need to add an action on top of that action to try to gain momentum and get us moving faster toward what it is that we want? Then we need to decide if we're going to pile actions on top of each other. I personally like to do that because I want things to happen fast. I don't always, but for the most part, I will take an action. And if I know it's going to take a few days to see what the impact of that was, I will do another action that won't conflict with that, but I'll take another action toward what it is that I want. In this case, understanding the relationships and improving the relationships with my ideal customers for Supersize Your Business, and with my granddaughters for my personal life, for Be a Better You annual challenge. So I will not just do one thing and then wait it out for my relationship with my granddaughters. I'll do a whole bunch of things and see what they respond best to. And then I'll do more of those and less of the things that they don't respond to. I already know some of the things they don't respond to, right? Some of the things that are me directing out of my fear, not out of what they're afraid of, right? Because they're fearless. Anyway, that is some personal reflecting and development that I've been doing along the way. So we're going to ask ourselves, what's next? What can we do next? What's working? We'll count those as wins. What's areas that are still challenges? Because I definitely have some of those. And then what adjustments will I make, or do I need to think about making in order to continue progressing? Because we're looking for progress on our journey, not perfection, right? There is no perfect relationship that I've ever heard about. I mean, there's some that come close, but I don't think there's such a thing as perfect. I think that's something that we're told to hold ourselves to this unrealistic standard of excellence that is it's actually to the point of damaging. It's not improving us. There's a difference between continuous improvement and enjoying the journey and the process and seeking perfection, right? We could have a whole discussion on that. We could have a whole 3-day training workshop on that in and of itself. So that's it today. If I can help you anyway, I've been fighting off my granddaughter's colds for, I don't know, a month and a half. And all of a sudden, yesterday I got the cough. And so I'm making sure I'm not coughing during my videos, but we'll see how many days I can keep that up. I'm going to say I choose not to participate in the cough and the cold and see if I can't knock it out, because it's one of my younger sister's birthdays today, and we're supposed to go to lunch. And I'm thinking I might have to bow out because her husband just had stem cell replacement for cancer. So I can't be around anybody that has any germs. And I think if I'm coughing, I have germs. And do I really want to wear a mask to lunch? No. The answer is no. I'd rather stay home. All right. And not put germs out into the world. There's plenty of them. And plenty of people that will. All right. Again, if I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.